At the beginning of the drama, Mr. Lee's guard brings Hay in. Mr. Lee says, "So, this is the beautiful girl you spoke about." But as soon as he sees her face, he's shocked and says, "This is your wife." Nanzo responds, "Why did you stop?" Mr. Lee says, "She's your person. How can we touch her?" Nanzo replies, "Did she tell you she's my person? She's not worthy of that." Just then, Mr. Bai enters, clapping, and says, "This girl is indeed very beautiful." Nanzo says, "If you like her, you can take her." Mr. Bai thinks he can use this girl to find Shang, so he picks her up and says, "I'll transfer the money to your account." At that moment, Nanzo's guard asks, "Shall I send someone to bring your wife back?" Just then, Nanzo gets a call from the maid, who says, "Miss Shen has fallen ill." Meanwhile, Shin is shown and the maid tells him, "I've informed Mr. Nanzo. I heard the CEO of the Fu Group took Hay in. Her death or disablement seems certain." Shin responds, "You believe in rumors too much. It's a good thing that I got a fake report, making Nanzo believe that Xiao isn't his daughter, which is why he hates Hay in. This secret must not come out." Just then, Shen's brother arrives and says, "This secret will never come out. I won't let her leave the hospital alive." Shin replies, "My liver cancer was all fake. So, what's this liver donation surgery?" He says, "As long as she's around, you'll never be Nanzo's wife." Elsewhere, Bai throws Hay in onto the bed. She looks at him and wonders, why do his eyes look so familiar? In a flashback, a boy saves Hay in during her childhood, telling her, "My mom says I'm a hero who can save anyone." Back in the present, Hay-in warns, "Don't touch me or I'll call the police." Mr. Bai responds, "Half the people in this city have the surname Fu and the other half Shen. Who exactly do you plan to call?" Hay-in starts screaming uncontrollably and faints. Another flashback shows young Hay-in screaming for help when a boy arrives and holds her hand. While rescuing her, he injures his hand. In the present, Hay-in wakes up startled and Mr. Bai steps out after a shower. She asks, "What do you want?" Mr. Bai replies, "I've investigated you. Don't you want treatment for your daughter? I can help you, but you'll have to help me in return." Hay-in guesses, "You want me to help you deal with Nanzo?" Mr. Bai says, "Yes, it's called cooperation." Hay-in thinks, "Nanzo hurt me deeply, but I can't erase my childhood memories of him. He saved me countless times. I can't hurt him by joining others." She finally says, "No one can use me to harm him." Mr. Bai responds, "But after all he's done to you, you still want to save him?" Hay-in replies, "He saved me many times during childhood, he just misunderstood me. He loves me." Mr. Bai challenges, "If he loves you, how could he send you to someone else's bed?" Just then, a call from Nanzo comes in. Mr. Bai picks up and says, "Your wife is too tired, so she didn't answer your call. But your wife's skin is simply amazing." Then he lets Hay-in speak with Nanzo, who says, "Nothing like that happened. Listen to me." Nanzo says, "I'm giving you 1 hour to return to me." Mr. Bai adds, "Whenever you're ready for cooperation, you can contact me." Hay-in notices a mark on her hand, but Bai leaves. She then gets into a car, and Mr. Bai's secretary asks, "Do you think this girl will actually help?" Mr. Bai replies, "Her daughter is sick. She'll have to come to me." The secretary asks, "Are you still after Madame's revenge?" Mr. Bai says, "I remember everything, but it feels like I forgot something in the fire that happened 11 years ago." Later, Nanzo brings Hay-in home and warns, "If you really let Bai touch you, I'll kill you." Hay-in insists, "Nothing happened between us. You're misunderstanding." Nanzo responds, "Your clothes are changed, yet you say I'm mistaken? Remember, he's my uncle's stepson and he hates the Shen family. He wants revenge through you." Just then, the maid comes in, saying, "Miss Shin has fainted." Nanzo rushes to her and asks, "Weren't you recovering? Why are you fainting again?" Shin's brother explains, "Shin's liver cancer is worsening. We have less than half a month left. Our only option is a liver transplant." Nanzo promises Shin, "No matter how much it costs, I'll save you." The maid adds, "The hospital has found a suitable liver for Miss Shin. Your wife is her half-sister, so she could donate." Nanzo says, but a liver donation can be dangerous. Shin's brother clarifies, it's not the whole liver. Just a portion needs to be donated. Shin puts on an act, saying, even if I die, I don't want her to donate for me. Nanzo tells the maid to bring Hei in, but the maid reveals that she's gone. Meanwhile, Hei In goes to visit her daughter and reassures her, don't worry, I'll take you out of here. Xiao says, Dad doesn't like me. Hei In responds, he's just misunderstood. When he realizes the truth, everything will be fine. Just then, Nanzo arrives and says, so you're here. You really care about her. Hei In pleads, let Xiao go, she's really your biological daughter. She even looks so much like you. Just then, Shen arrives. Nanzo tells Hei In, I'll let Xiao go, but you must promise to donate your liver to Shen. Hei In accuses, how heartless of you to use your own daughter to threaten me. Nanzo retorts, fine, then I'm not letting your daughter go. Hei In responds, all right, but you have to agree to my condition. This enrages Nanzo, who says, you're in no position to make demands. She then grabs a knife and threatens, if you don't agree, I'll end my life. Then you won't be able to save Shen either, and you must also agree to a bone marrow transplant for Xiao. Nanzo finally says, fine, I promise you, and takes Shen away. Shen is then taken to the operating room where she asks about Hei In. The doctor says her surgery is very risky and hints that Dr. Xia will stage a surgical accident. Shin declares, this time, no one will be able to save Hei In. Meanwhile, a nurse brings Nanzo the surgery papers to sign. She bumps into Dr. Gu, who notices she's nervous and asks, what surgery are you handling? He then looks at the papers and exclaims, so Hei In is donating her liver? He asks, who's the surgeon? The nurse replies, Dr. Xia. Dr. Gu shouts, this is absurd. And Nanzo signed these papers. They want to kill Hei In. Dr. Gu then rushes to Hei In's operating room. Upon leaving, he confronts Nanzo, saying, Hei In is your wife, and you signed to donate 70% of her liver. If I hadn't come in time, she could have died. Nanzo warns Dr. Gu, don't even think that I don't know about the relationship between you and her. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel.